Well, maybe we're in a simulation right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, seriously.
You look at our computing power today, and you say, I have the power to program a world inside of a computer. Well, imagine in the future where you have even more power than that, and you can create characters that have, for example, free will, or their own perception of free will. So this is a world, and I program in the laws that govern that world. That world will have its own laws of physics and chemistry and biology. Now you're a character in that world and you think you have free will, and you say, I want to invent a computer, so you do. Hey, I want to create a world in my computer. And then that world creates a world in its computer. And then you have simulations all the way down. So now you lay out all these universes and throw a dart. Which of these universes are you most likely to hit? The original one that started it, or the countless simulations, the daughter simulations that unfolded thereafter?
When you open your eyes, what do you see? Reality. However, we all perceive reality differently, and it may not be what we think it is. A person with a visual impairment sees the world differently from someone with perfectly healthy vision. Both perceive reality, but for each of them, that reality looks different. One of the oldest ideas regarding how we perceive reality comes from the ancient philosopher Plato. The allegory of the cave shows us how our perception can be limited by our senses. In the allegory of the cave, imagine a group of people who spend their entire lives imprisoned in a deep cave. These people are chained and unable to move, so they only see the wall of the cave in front of them. Behind them is a fire, which casts shadows on the cave's wall. These shadows are the only things these people see, and they believe it is the one and only reality because they know nothing else. Just like them, we may live in a false belief about our world. Reality could be entirely different. One theory suggests that the Earth, along with the entire universe, is merely a computer simulation. It may sound absurd, but think about it. In 1969, we landed on the moon and used a computer weighing 32 kilograms for navigation and rocket control. Its processor was about 100,000 times slower than the mobile phone you have in your pocket today. In 1972, one of the first computer games was released, called Pong. It was a very simple game that started the computer game industry. Today we have, for example, a flight simulator from Microsoft that features a high-quality map of the entire Earth with realistic physics and millions of players. This advancement happened in just 50 years. We are already capable of partially simulating the brain activity of some creatures. How do you think this development will continue? Technology is advancing at an incredible pace. Every week, new technologies emerge, enabling us to take another step forward, which is confirmed by Moore's Law. Moore's Law describes the rapid growth of computational power in computer chips and microprocessors, predicting that this power doubles every 18 to 24 months. One day, we will reach a point where games and virtual reality are indistinguishable from reality itself. We will be able to simulate increasingly complex things, such as consciousness. Now imagine that we achieve this and decide to run simulations on it. Not just one, but multiple, perhaps millions or even billions of simulations simultaneously. In each such simulation, there will be a world with living and sentient beings who will have free will. However, these beings will have no chance of realizing that they are in a simulation. For them, the simulation will be their reality. And that's the problem. How can we then know that we are not living in a simulation? Well, we can't. You might wonder, why would anyone want to run such simulations? What would be the purpose? There are several possible reasons why an advanced civilization or scientific entity might want to create complex simulations of reality. Simulations can serve as efficient tools for education and learning. For example, in medicine, doctors can practice on simulated patients, and pilots can train on flight simulators, and so on. Simulations can aid in gaining a better understanding of various aspects of reality. Through simulations, we can explore different scenarios, experiment with physical laws, and conduct simulated studies that would be challenging or dangerous in the real world. Creating realistic simulations can be engaging and appealing for various types of games, virtual reality experiences, or artistic projects. Simulations can provide experiences that are otherwise unattainable. Simulations can help reconstruct historical events or scenes, which can be valuable for historical research and education. Simulations can be used for modeling and predicting future events or phenomena, which can be useful in fields such as climatology, economics, epidemiology, and more. Simulations enable the testing of new technologies and innovations without risking real-world consequences. Simulational hypothesis was popularized by philosopher Nick Bostrom. Here, he presents 3 arguments, one of which must be true. First hypothesis: advanced civilizations are unable to create realistic simulations of the universe. There are technological or physical limitations that prevent the creation of such simulations. For instance, they might always encounter a great filter. If you haven't seen the video about the great filter yet, go ahead and watch it. Second hypothesis: advanced civilizations have no interest in creating such simulations. Even if they were capable, they may not be interested in creating simulations of the universe for ethical, practical, or other reasons. Third hypothesis: advanced civilizations are capable of creating realistic simulations of the universe. If there were a technologically advanced civilization, it would be able to create realistic simulations of the universe. One of these arguments must be true. Some physicists believe that the chances of us living in a simulation are 20 to 50%. However, for example, Elon Musk believes that the chances of us not living in a simulation are 1 in a billion. And it makes sense. When a civilization reaches the point where it can run many simulations simultaneously, there is simply a much greater chance that we are in one of those billion simulations, rather than in the real universe. In the end, whether we live in a simulation or not doesn't matter. Nothing changes for us. The only reality that matters is our own. Ultimately, do we even want to find out? What would we do if we had a simulation running, and the simulated entity realized it was in a simulation? Wouldn't such a simulation be pointless? In that case, it makes the most sense to restart the simulation and start over. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Write me in the comments what you think about it. Are we living in a simulation?